Hello folks, wanted to give you a quick heads up on what's in the Mover magazine for February. As always, all kinds of stories and news and stuff, but I've got quite a few things that I just want to draw your attention to. There's an interview that with Betsy Welsh that she did for the Euromovers organisation as part of one of their video conferences. Betsy is from Cornerstone, relocation management company. And of course, it's always interesting to find out what relocation management companies are thinking about, and what sort of drives them, from a mover's point of view. There's also a similar kind of story because Omni did something not dissimilar with Jolene Loafer from Ayres, and Jolene was featured in the Mover magazine a couple of months ago, you may remember, and so she's got some interesting comments to make as well. So I recommend you take a look at that. There's a survey from the Really Moving organisation that is looking at the house movements in the UK, looking at the most popular locations and average prices and all that kind of thing, which they come up with quite regularly, and it is an interesting piece if you're in the UK to have a look at that. So I recommend you do. We've got an interview. Our cover story is an interview with Terence and Kenneth from Smart Relocators in Singapore, and they're a couple of guys that know what they're up to and where they're going, and it's certainly worth a look at that story. And there's also a story about US relocation patterns, which is very interesting, about who has been moving where within the US. So if you're in the US market, do have a look at that one. There's also a story that is one of our stories, which we occasionally put in, which is all about how to get your story in the Mover magazine. And it's much easier than you think it is. First thing to say is that we don't charge for doing that. So if you've got an interesting story to tell, it could be about somebody new that's joined your company, or a new service you're operating, or something that you're just thinking about. So an idea that you've had and you just like to share it with everybody. Just send us in the basic details. We'll put the story together and write the story in a journalistic form for you. But just send us the basic details. Send us a good picture to go with it, a high resolution picture that's in focus and relevant to the story. And if we can possibly use it, then we will, and it won't cost you a penny. So, but do read the story. David, my brother's written it, and it gives you a few good tips on how to make our life a bit easier, and therefore get your stories published more often. That's it for now. Enjoy reading the magazine, and I'll see you next time.